Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode of Planet Zoo. I hope you're all having a wonderful day because I am certainly excited to be back playing this game. It feels like I've not played it in ages, even though it has only been a couple of days. We have our baby elephant in here. And I'm struggling with the bridge a little bit, but it's all fine. It's a very rainy start to this episode. I've done a couple of things off camera. One of them is I fixed the floating platform here. I noticed it after recording the episode, like immediately after recording the episode, and it bothered me greatly. So I've moved that. Hopefully they can still climb on it. Yeah, it looks like they can. I hope they can climb on it. I've not actually seen them on it yet, but I'm hoping that it all works fine. What we're going to do today is we're actually going to take a step away from India in this episode, because I've been sitting down and I've been thinking about what I want to do over here, and big plans have been thought of. First thing I want to do is get rid of those trees. I can't believe that cost me money to get rid of them. But the first thing we are going to do is pretty much right where that path is, right there. We are going to go straight ahead with I'd like this grid. I think we'll go out. How many did we go out over here? One, two, three, four. So if I do that and then deselect grid, I have a nice curve on there. This is going to be our release area. I think it's a little off, but you know what? I'll take it. That's annoying. Don't do that. Inspector arriving in 10 months. The inspector is welcome to arrive. Next thing we need to do is go ahead and get our staff path. Is it this? I think it's the green one we were using, wasn't it? That I wish it wouldn't do that. Oh, come on. What is it even doing? No, it's not the green one. It is this blue one. I want it to align to grid right here. Obstructed. You're obstructed with nothing. What is even going on here? There we go. Just like before, I want to bring it down to about there. And bring this staff path quite far along here. Like so. Okay, that paths are starting to annoy me now. But what we're going to do is, this is actually going to be our Americas area. This is going to be another exhibit in our sort of generic area. I have a bit of an idea of what I want to put there, but we're not going to worry about any of that just now. What I'd like to do is start working on this area here, and it is going to be quite a significant area. The first thing we're going to need to do is work on more paths. I think for the Americas area, I'm not sure what paths to use. I think we'll go for... I mean, the problem with the wooden paths is if it's not perfectly straight, it's going to irritate the life out of me. But we're going to go for a somewhat natural path to start with, something along those lines. I'm not going to worry about the entrance or anything like that right now. Oh, we have a VIP guest. We want our first animal exhibit just up here on the left, this one right here, and I want to sink it into the ground. So we'll crank the size up to 20, and I want to sink it in maybe a little bit less than that. A bit more than that. Roughly there. Yeah, maybe take it down to a more manageable size now. Now, this one. I want quite a big area here. Something a bit like that, but we're going to smooth off a little bit, and we need to do some finer details, but something like that. And then I think what I'd like to do is, can I have this? Yeah, I'd like to put in a couple of these, and we're going to smooth them out to make them a bit nicer looking than that. That's exactly what I had in mind. I need to fix this up a little bit. That jaggy path there is just not doing it for me. Really wish it would stop raining. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of fine tuning here, a little bit of off camera work. I need to bring the staff path underground into here, over this sort of area, I think. And yeah, with that being said, I will be back in just a moment when I have the path worked out, because it's going to irritate the life out of me. But I'll be back in just a moment. Okay guys, it took a lot longer to do that than I initially intended, but we have ourselves another habitat here. I'm not going to tell you what goes in here, because we're not going to do anything else really with this habitat for the time being, just simply because I want to do more work in this area. I want to get more animals in, I want to make good progress. But what I've done here is I've kind of incorporated a hard shelter into this little weird hill that I put in the middle. I'll probably add a few other interesting bits of terrain. We've got water here. This is going to be primarily for drinking, and I'm thinking we'll have a waterfall over this side. Staff can get in here. If I can squeeze through here, we have a tunnel that goes underground all the way along here, and then does some very janky things up here. That needs to be fixed. I can't leave that. Something like that. We need to decorate up this tunnel entrance, because that just looks terrible. I need some grass up here, because this is catching my eye quite badly. But ooh. Let's just de-grass all this path. Something like that. Sometimes it takes the grass away, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. But quite happy with this so far. Now obviously there are still some things to do, but there is actually a barrier all the way around here. You can't see it because I've hidden it behind all the rocks. Now it says incomplete, but it's not. It is actually complete. Don't know why it says incomplete. We'll find out when we finally put animals in here. But that's one of the many things I'd like to get done in this episode. I'd like another sort of... I think I should probably put this habitat in here just so I can mark out the area that I want. I'll do what I did before and just use the wooden barriers. I think we'll... Do we need a habitat that big though? pretty sure we don't need one quite this size, but I'm gonna mark it out anyway. We might split it up into 2 in the future. Come on, just give me... There we go. Now let's crank it right up to 20. I want angle snap on. Let's see. I'm gonna have a guess about there. I was so close. Also very close. In fact, what I will do is just drag this one out ever so slightly. There we go. Probably put a habitat gate on there. Just out the way, just so it's done. Why does it look like it's raised? I'll not worry about that just now. That's actually not as big as a habitat as I thought it would be. I think this one's actually bigger. Yeah. But this space here is going to be utilised for staff things, or well, not really staff things, it's just going to be a bit of an empty area. Now this area here, this is going to be quite a large area in fact. So if I go back to barriers, not 100% sure what ones to use for this. I can need grade 4. It's grade 2, it's grade 6. That is climbable though. Can I make it non-climbable? I apparently can. What is it trying to do there? Oh, it's because it's got angle snap still on. There, and we want to shorten it a little bit. Down to there. It's going to get a bit weird over there, so we're going to leave that side for now. Come back over here. I think maybe one more. Yeah. That looks about what I wanted to, but I want to dig a big trench now actually. So if I go to terrain, I'm guessing around here. If we just push our way through and out. Can't seem to get out of there. The weird things that the camera does. Oh no, I was quite far off of that. That's fine. What we'll do is flatten the foundation, and I want to bring this all the way out to here. I actually want to take that level. Something like that. Now I want quite a sizable area here to do something along these lines. That's almost exactly what I was after. The next thing I want to do is bring this down to around 3. We're going to have a waterfall in there. Had a feeling that was going to happen. Well, in that case, what we'll do is we'll just do this. I wish I would push it a bit better than that. Let's see. Obstructed with what? Alright, fine. We'll go for flattened to terrain and just carve it out then. Now we can have water in there. Good. And to smooth all this side off, the water's not worked out the way I particularly wanted it to. But I mean, it is what it is, really. Let's bring this down to 1. Or 2 then. Oh, there we go. Let's put some of this back in. Especially around the fence area. And also around here. Now let's smooth all of this off a bit better than that. What I would like to do is something along those lines. And I want to bring this straight across like that. Yeah, I'll fill this bit in. Something like that. Where's our barrier? Is that the right one? Yeah. Quite simply, want to do that, but I then want to actually put it in a straight line. Perfect. Now let's select all of this because I want it as steel mesh. If I deselect that, bring this all the way around here, that one too. That's what I want. I don't want it climbable from the inside. And again, let's select this. This needs to change to something else. I'm thinking let's go for a big concrete wall. Sure. It's strong, can't see through it. Is it climbable though? That one. Not climbable. Cool. I have a feeling I'm going to have to freeze all this, in fact. Let's set this so that it's bring up to 3 meters. Come on. Let's try that one again. I think that'll be about right. Let's put the water in. Of course it's obstructed. I wish it would tell you where it's obstructed. It's obstructed there. Right. Let's take this back down to something like that. A bit of a harder line in there. Right, that area there. Don't know what that is. Let's make sure it's not doing that anymore, because that looked really weird. Yeah. Yeah, I can live with that. Not exactly what I wanted, not as big enclosure as I wanted, but it will do. Now we're gonna need one of these wooden gates. Why are you doing that? I think it's about there. So, oh, come on. No, it's that one. Not that they're actually going to be able to climb it, but no, it's still actually a little bit low. Why you do this to me, game? That looks a bit closer. Not perfect, but a bit closer. Now from there, what we need to do is fight with the paths a little bit more. Of course. Terrain modification failed. To be fair, I'm not surprised because made this tunnel here kind of a bit janky. Let's try 4. Now, I see no reason why that wouldn't work now. Goes blue right there. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. Now let's fix the terrain over the top, which is actually fairly straightforward. We just need to do that. And then, why is this bit not come over? What is happening there? It's fine, I'll hide it with some nature. First thing I'm going to do is fill this area in with some stones so it's less obvious that there's a bit of a weird fence going on down here. Do something like that. It's not perfect, but it will do. I'm actually happy with that. I mean, the stones aren't the exact color of the rock, but otherwise they're okay. Let's see if I can find something that will just... Let's lower that down. I mean, that one post is slightly lower than the rest, but you know what? I'm quite happy with that. It's another bit of an exhibit done, obviously without a hard shelter, which I think I'm going to do right here. I think this would be a nice place for a bit of hard shelter. So we'll just flatten the terrain and basically make a cave. Smooth it off a little bit. This area here, definitely want it to be traversable. I'm not saying the views here are going to be very good at all, but this is more about, this is the design that more I want to go with. It's probably not going to make the guests overly pleased. Do I want to put pillars in? I mean, yeah, but in fact, if I put that right there, then I can move it. Just like that. I want it to look like an actual natural cave entrance to an extent. Of course, I have to be conscious of the fact that we need them to actually be able to get in here. As far as inside the cave goes, I'm less concerned. Doesn't need to look too good in there, because I don't think the guests are even going to see that there's a cave here, let alone what's inside it. I will just add a few. Let's go for the other one. Add a couple of bigger rocks in. This is something that I'd usually time-lapse, but I figured we'd do a bit of real-time building because I think I time-lapse things a little bit too often. I am quite happy with how that's looking so far. I'd like something to take this edge away though. Something like that, and then big rock at the top. Doesn't really help much, but we'll just throw loads of different rocks in until I think it looks decent, which may never happen. Now, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to cover all this area in with rocks, because I don't think it's required, to be honest. Now, you can do a lot of different variations with these rocks just by rotating them. So you can actually use the same rock repeatedly just by giving it a bit of a rotation. And what I also do is I have it align to surface as well, so that way I can get the rock looking like it's actually attached to something, unlike that one. I'm quite happy with that. I think that looks okay. Kind of regretting the post in the middle now, but we'll see if it works. So we've got two exhibits, well, not exhibits, habitats built here. So now what I'd like to do is I'm going to do a bit of a jump cut. I'm going to get some basic animal requirements in here, bedding, feeding troughs, those kinds of things, the screens and donation bins, all that kind of fun stuff, and then I'm going to bring you guys back once we're about to bring the animals in, and I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, I was only actually able to get one of the two animals that I wanted to get, so it's going to be in this one here. So I've got a feeding trough, I've got some bedding, that counts as water over there, but what we are going to have to do very soon is get staff facilities. I've hired staff, this habitat is going to be empty. I still need to put in the viewing devices and speakers. I have one there. And one there. That one's just on the path. And I want one there. And then I want to put speakers on the back of them. That's really difficult to see. One there, I think, and finally one there. And of course we are going to need our all-important donation bins. I want one of them. Can I get rid of this heat map? It's really irritating. The reason I only want one is because I want to change the colours on it. I'm not sure about the blue. Maybe go for red and white. Yeah. I will just duplicate that. And I want another one there. That should be plenty. Now, the reason that the game is paused just now is because we have water over here in the water treatment plant. We also don't have any electricity. I have a cooler on the top of this hill here. I've also done some terrain work here. I've added it so that the animals that are going in here should be able to get up the top here, because I'd like to put some enrichment up there. I want this shelter to look somewhat man-made, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to actually get rid of these rocks off the top now, because they don't make much sense anymore. Having them on the side, fair enough, but on the top, it just seems somewhat irrelevant now that the terrain moved when I put the bedding in. Like I said, we are going to need some staff facilities, so before we do that, there's going to be all sorts of pop-ups saying that things are going wrong, but the animal we're putting in here is, if you haven't guessed already, it is of course timber wolves, because they're just awesome. So I'm going to unpause it because, as you can see up here, our red-ruffed lemur is about to have offspring. So let's unpause. There is actually a few of them in here. Have I missed it? Is that about to happen? I don't know, I might have missed it. That looks like a baby over there. I think we missed it. Because, yeah. Are you still pregnant? Oh, offspring imminent. So let's just keep an eye. Let's watch our first birth that we're actually going to get to see and not miss. There we go. Got lots of these little lemurs now. And we're going to have to do something about enrichment. But because of everything that is about to go wrong and the fact that we need staff facilities very urgently, I think this is a good time to do a bit of a time lapse where I build up a new style staff facilities and get our animals in and happy. And I'll see you guys after that. Well, guys, I'm quite happy how all this turned out. Particularly pleased with my waterfall here. It's not exactly how I envisioned it, but I think it's as close as I can get with the tools I have available to me. There's a couple of spots of lack of snow, but we'll deal with that another time. I'm just happy to have one of the two animals in it that I wanted. We've got some mechanic research complete. Working on staff facilities now, and we have some vet research complete. We want this one working on timber wolves because that is our vet for Americas. Now, I'm not sure what to put in here yet. I have something in mind, but I'm not 100% sure yet. But look at all these people coming up here. Vet research complete already. Right, we have low welfare. Right, we'll call the keeper. And we'll send the rest of them off to the trading center. We need to have a look at our exhibits anyway. Because we are reading a lot of these guys together actually, so we've got quite a lot, which is a good source of money, but we're up to $264,000, I suppose it would be. That's the same exhibit, clicking on the same one. Let's see. Lots of them are breeding. Let's send you because you're older. Let's hope we get a female puff adder at some point soon. Oh, lots of spiders. Alright, we'll keep them too. Like I said before, I'm not worried about inbreeding with our exhibit animals in the slightest. It's more the habitat animals that I'm worried about that with. Right, let's keep you, and you're the only male. That's not ideal. Keep you, and is there any other females? There is. Let's just take you and you. And finally, the last exhibit. We'll keep you because you are pregnant, and we'll keep a male. Alright, let's see how many exhibit animals we have in here. 48. It's a quick way to make money. It is certainly a quick way. Why is that an issue? Well, that and that both need to be in here, but I don't see an issue. Let's get rid of the heat map, make sure the paths are actually all fully connected. Is that connected? I'm not entirely sure that's connected actually. Let's go back a little bit. Terrain modification failed. Really? You didn't have a problem getting the wolves in. Let's try this one again. Oh, that works. Right, that path is fully connected. all fine all the way through here. And up here, of course, I've not quite worked out the camera underground yet. Yeah, there's no reason. Path's rebuilt now. We know it's definitely connected now though, so no worries there. We'll just keep working away on that. We have a VIP. That's me. Let me know in the comments what you think of this very simple American style, a very simple staff facilities. I didn't put a quarantine over here because I don't think we need more than one quarantine, if I'm being honest. I think one is plenty. Obviously it's not as fancy as our staff keep that we have over there, but it's functional, and there's not going to be many animals in the America section, so that's actually really annoying. Alright, listen, pull this up and then cover that over, and then we'll smooth it out as best we can. Well, that's a step too far. We'll probably put some rocks or something. Now there is going to be another exhibit here anyway, so it's not anything to worry about. There is another animal I'd like to put in here, obviously from Americas. It's also worth noting that on, I believe, the 7th of April, there is a new DLC to come out, the South American pack. Don't know if it's going to be a free one or a paid one. I don't really know an awful lot about it. I just noticed it before I loaded the game today, so I'm very excited about that. We can get some South American. That's we'll not look at that too closely. Same as over here. Yeah. If we paint it, it's not there. I could have probably been doing with lowering the paths a little bit lower than I did, but they're for function, not for anything other. Definitely not for aesthetics. I just didn't want a staff path running across the middle of the zoo. It didn't make much sense. I am quite happy with this. We have some fairly happy wolves. So we've got Zoe, and where is the other one? We've got a male wolf as well. Where is he? Ah, he's sleeping down here. Okay. Look at that. Oops. As long as he's not dead, it's fine. He's hungry though. But this has been a fairly long episode to record. I think I've been at this for about 5 hours now, so I'm actually going to call this episode here. It's been one of these episodes where I've been focused a little bit more on the building rather than the commentary side of things. There's probably some bits where I've been quieter than I'd usually be, but I'm sure you very much appreciated that. Well, hopefully you have enjoyed this episode nonetheless. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And you can also ring that bell icon. That way you get notified of all new videos. As it currently stands, I'm doing Planet Zoo every Tuesday and Thursday. And unless you guys tell me you want to see more of it, that is how it's going to be just now. And yeah, you can also find me on Discord. The link for Discord is in the description of this video and every other video. You can also find it on my channel page. And well as Twitter. My Twitter handle will pop up on the screen just now, and hopefully you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now.